Hey there, Glenn at the Toy Temple, and today I'm taking a look at the Marvel Legends series Fox Film, Magneto, and Professor X 2-pack. Technically a 4-pack because it comes with the James McAvoy and Patrick Stewart heads, and then you've got the Ian McKellen and the Michael Fassbender head. So basically you get 4 actors for the price of 2. I picked this up on sale through Amazon, and you know, I don't have very many Patrick Stewart action figures. In fact, here, let's do a quick in-package. Well, this is from, what year is this? This was from 1993. So this was the state of action figures for Patrick Stewart, this guy, back in 1993. And big improvements have been made in the field of action figures since then. So I know it's not 100% accurate, but just the fact that we can get close with basically a $20 action figure is super impressive to me. Like, these head sculpts, they surprise me every time. It's crazy. I remember looking at that Star Trek one and just being blown away by just how, you know, I was a kid. I didn't know any better. I just went, yeah, that's Jean-Luc Picard. Now I get this, and I look at it and I go, wow, that's him. And there's some that look even better, but this, man, that's so close. The wheelchair, cool accessory. Gotta have it if you're doing the Professor X deal. Magneto. Seriously, so many heads with this. On the back, you don't really get much. They kind of didn't want to pay for the full likeness of each actor, so they just kind of gave it a silhouette act. And that's about it. They do it on the sides as well. But hey, while we're here and still young, let's get this bad boy open. And I've been really excited to open this bad boy up because, get out of here, box. Look at that. That's cool. I will actually, I'll hold on to this for my X-Men shelf. That's pretty cool. Big giant X. Can't beat that. There's a lot of plastic here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick jump cut to when I'm completely done and finished getting all of this out. Ready? Wow, look at that. Look how easy that was. So I didn't assemble the wheelchair because I wanted to do that in front of you, my favorite people, my audience. This was a pretty impressive 2-pack, if I'm being honest. I do like the suit that they used on Professor X. Still that same suit body, but that overcoat, it's much better than what we've seen before. Like on the Ulysses Claw figure, it's much smoother. It's not nearly painted as crumbly. Let's go with that word, because it was not great. I could dig them off the shelf, but it literally caused a domino effect that I think people halfway across the world would hear. That's the James McAvoy. Looking pretty like the actor. I do like that they did the bald version, but they could have also given him the hair version from First Class. I think that would have been really neat. Let's try the Patrick Stewart head on. That's what I'm talking about. That's the guy right there. Look at that. And then we'll put Wheels in his chair. And by the way, I'm calling him Wheels because Wolverine called him Wheels. This guy from the first X-Men. Let's not go crazy. Is it like that? Yes. Okay, it's like that. Cool. Usually it takes me about 6 minutes to figure that one out. I do know what wheelchairs look like. So we got the wheelie dealies. And it does roll. The front wheels are plastic and stationary. They're built and molded into the actual wheelchair. The wheelchair, it rolls pretty cool. Let's put him in. That's a pretty good look for movie version Patrick Stewart, Professor Xavier. That's not bad. I really like that. And for being one of the 2 most famous X-Men from those movies, they've done a great justice here. Really like the suit. Reminds me of, what movie was it? Might be the first one as well, now that I'm thinking about it. But we'll just, we'll put you right off to there with your accessories. Really good selection. Really solid. Here, let's put you with Logan. Right there. And by the way, these 4, you know, with the MCU, real quick, I'm going to talk about this. with the MCU, there are so many characters, so many. It's almost an ensemble, but the way they crafted it is so beautiful. Where the Falcon gets introduced in the Winter Soldier, and you see him periodically throughout all the different movies, and then now he gets his own show on Disney Plus. These are the 4 characters out of 13 movies that people remember. That's it? What are you doing? The beauty of the MCU can't be understated. They build these characters so much so that when one gets out, they replace it with another. Like Steve Rogers, Captain America, Chris Evans. He doesn't want to be in the show anymore. Replace him with Falcon. And people like me who watched the Falcon grow into a decent character over the course of X amount of movies, no pun intended, with, X-Men laying about. But for real, like 4, barely 4 with Mystique. Come on. That's who we remember. Ugh. I know Deadpool's among them. I'm going to get a Deadpool eventually, but yikes. There was Storm, Cyclops, Jubilee. There's so many. Quicksilver. We didn't get a Quicksilver. Speaking of Quicksilver, no. I'll shut up, but I digress. On to Magneto. Speaking of Quicksilver, Magneto. This, it seems a little brown to me, Is it how it looked in the movie? With these little arrows and all that? I don't know. The two, one head looks okay. All right. So they gave it actually 2 different helmet sculpts. One for the Ian McKellen and one for the Michael Fassbender. And I don't know if I'm going to display him with the helmet. I may just go straight up Ian McKellen. But I'm glad that they gave us Michael Fassbender, just in case he shows up somewhere else. I could put him into a suit and tie ensemble. The head swaps are really sweet on this. I actually have a hard time sometimes doing the head swaps, but these popped right off and popped right on. Really impressive. Michael Fassbender doesn't really look like him, if I'm being honest. His face in the helmet looks a little silly, especially with the teeth. And then Ian McKellen is just kind of stoic. Like, no matter what head you put on, that's just what he looks like. I like the texture on the body. They gave him the upper diaphragm, no ab crunch, double jointed knees and elbows, boot cut. Yeah, they gave him the boot cut. I like the feel of the boots on this. It's like a glossy, super glossy feel to it. But man, these costumes, they are rough. And by the way, speaking of the only 4 characters that anyone remembers from the Fox films, how often did Magneto put Wolverine in his place? He's just like, hey, I made a medal. Well, you know what? I'm literally a magnet person. And he's like, rah, and how many times does Wolverine have to be told, you can't mess with Magneto? It seemed like every other movie they interacted. Come on. And Wolverine's always like, oh, I can't believe it. How'd I get attacked with with my metal bones against this man who manipulates metal? This is a perfectly serviceable 2-pack. For characters I never thought I'd see in hand, especially at the Marvel Legends level, it's like a 4 out of 5. I really like it. It's got a lot of accessories, a lot of love clearly went into this. And if I'm being honest, they're going to go right on the Marvel movies shelves because I can't call them MCU because of all these jerks now that I collect. I'm going to keep collecting these Fox film versions of characters till they pretty much tell me that they're done. But would I buy a Cyclops? Probably not. Would I buy a Storm? Probably not. But I don't have that emotional connection to them because why would I? They didn't really do anything in the movies. Cyclops died off screen. Spoiler alert for a movie that's, at this point, 15 years old. Get over it. Just, oh, man, I got a lot to say about those Fox films. Man, I'm all pent up with Fox rage. So, yeah, 4 out of 5. Really good 2-pack. But I like the wheelchair. I like the heads. I'm all over the place in this review. Thanks for watching, by the way. Check me out on Instagram and Twitter, both at The Toy Temple. Hit like, share, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on if Fox screwed up the Fox, Marvel franchise they had, the X-Men, or did they do a good job? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear it. Put it down there, right there. Use capitalization, punctuation, proper grammar, and dictation. I want to hear from you. You let me know. So, check me out on Instagram and Twitter, both at The Toy Temple. And remember, you're never too old to enjoy the things you love.